Good morning, and welcome to Adobe Live.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Thank you for having me. It's going well.
Everybody, sorry, go ahead.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, we're all really excited to have you here. So it's a great community. As you can see, everybody's in chat. It's gonna be really active. People are gonna let us know where they're from. Just to introduce yourself, it's Alissa Suzanne. Did I say that right? Awesome.
Alissa Suzanne.
All right, and you're joining us from?
I am from South Florida. I was born and raised in Miami, and I'm in Broward now. So if anyone's in Broward or Miami, give me a holler.
any Miami people, let us know. How's the weather? I mean, is it San Francisco? Did you leave the warm behind? It's a little chilly in San Francisco.
Yeah,
right now.
it is really cold for me. I had a giant jacket last night walking around.
Yeah, it kind of sneaks up on you. So I'm Mark Risen. You may remember me from the daily challenge that just happened about 0 minutes ago. I'm a local designer here. I work for Atlassian, and we're going to be doing some great stuff today. Just a couple things. If you're joining us from anywhere around the world, let us know where you're from. It's always cool just to see as people come in and say hi, where you're from. Toby from the UK. Also drop some emojis if you can. I'm a huge fan of emojis, so make sure to send some high fives, your spirit animal, whatever you prefer. And yeah, so we're going to be doing a couple things today. You're going to be walking us through Adobe XD demo.
Yes.
Yep, and doing some awesome work. We're also doing the chat to win. So for those of you that are active in the chat or aren't, make sure to sign in on Behance and just say hi and just let us know. We'll be giving away this pillow.
Ooh.
This exact pillow. No. We're going to give this away, I think within about 30 minutes within the show. Oh, yeah. There's all the chats. So I think that says Marielle. Awesome. So also there is a challenge today. If you're on Behance currently, if you click on the challenge tab for the Adobe Live screen, you can see all the details for the challenge. And it sounds like we're going to be working on a mobile experience of 3 screens for a productivity app. So 3-screen interactive experience for a productivity mobile app focused on inspiration, scheduling, reminders, lists, etc. So if you have trouble finding that, just click the challenge tab in Adobe Live. And we'll be looking forward to everybody's submissions. It's always cool just to see how quickly you guys can get work done, and gals, in Adobe XD. So have you heard?
I have heard.
What have you heard?
This is a pitch. That Adobe XD, is this what we're talking about, has released a free version that you can use without, I guess, a membership.
Yeah, which is awesome. Yeah, so they launched the starter plan. I found out on Twitter today, which was cool. So I was able to kind of see that and retweet it. I think it's awesome. I think it's a wonderful opportunity to give people the opportunity to, utilize a great tool. Yeah. And then as Adobe Live, this is a great opportunity for us to share and show how we use the tool and how it's a part of our workflow. And so hopefully peeps can learn something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. Cool. So anything else you'd like to chat about or share? You're excited to be here?
Yeah.
And what do you currently focus on? What's your...
Let me pull up my slides here really quick. 1 second. And I'll tell you guys all about what I do.
Awesome. Excited.
Give me 1 moment. My screen just went blank. Okay, there we go.
Hi, Kathleen. We got Tima, Martin, Dane.
All right, I'm good to go.
All right.
Great. Oh my gosh, that worked perfectly. I created a template, or a slide on Adobe XD. And I didn't even like screenshot a past Adobe XD video. I just like eyeballed it, and we fit perfectly in that little
We're right in the square.
bottom
Yeah.
square. Anyway, the things that excite you as a designer. Anyway, so my name is Alissa, and I'm a graphic designer and product designer. I do art direction. And let's see, I guess a little history or background. Move on to my next slide. Oh wait, that's back. That's not right. Let's go out of my prototype and go here. Okay, so growing up, I was always an artist and a sketcher and painter, and so that's what that little flag is there from college. When I studied graphic design, I had to pursue all of the fine arts classes first, and so yeah, growing up I was always into art, but my dad told me I needed to make a living and he suggested graphic design. And you know, at the time I was doing like yearbook and like the design editor of yearbook from middle school up until like college. And so in college I studied graphic design, and so now I have a business where I actually just launched my business in October of 2017. Awesome. Yeah. And I specialize in branding and graphic design and UX UI. And yeah, so it's a little bit of my background.
Very cool.
I guess I skipped over all of like my work history. But for 5 years I worked at a nonprofit and worked my way up to end up leading a design team there. And mostly that was like print design, and we did like a lot of events, which I think kind of created like the foundation for me to get into UX UI. I think kind of like being a graphic designer and like doing wayfinding and signage kind of is like a live version of UX UI, where you're walking a person into an event with signage, getting them from point A to point B. And like helping them have like an easy experience that's, I don't know, I kind of like correlate like being a print designer and like wayfinding and graphics like that to like UX UI, because it's kind of
absolutely
similar in the process.
Yeah, and so wayfinding, I guess this would be, imagine you're in an airport and you're able to kind of find your terminal via arrows and signage. It could be you're in a museum and you're kind of looking for, I don't know, a specific art period, and how you kind of find your way through there, either through sometimes graphics on the floor, sometimes it can be consistent signage that's placed over, it can be signage overhead.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely sounds like a live UX experience.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I became really passionate about it, like helping people, just like removing all barriers, I guess, from confusion, and like just making it a seamless process from helping people navigate. That's not all I did, but yeah, so I think that was kind of like what got me into like creating digital experiences.
Awesome.
So,
I also come from a fine arts background, so in
Yeah.
high school I did oil paintings and watercolors and figure drawings and all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
So,
figure drawing is fun.
Yeah. So awesome. Well, thanks so much for sharing just a little bit more about you. It's always cool just to hear everybody's diverse background and how they got started. What would you like to focus on today?
Okay, let's get to that slide. So here, oh wait, I didn't cover my fun facts. This just makes me relatable. So other than just being a graphic designer, I am also a Miami native, which we covered. That's my little puppy and me at the dog beach in Miami. I'm also a hiking connoisseur, so I like to hike when I'm not in South Florida. And I'm a photography enthusiast as well.
Awesome.
So I use Lightroom.
What's the puppy's name?
Denver,
Denver.
because he's a hiking puppy.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so now we can get into...
Yeah, somebody asked what kind of puppy it is.
He's a Brittany Spaniel. He's a
Spaniel.
hunting dog, and he needs to run a lot, which I have an apartment, and it's not really conducive for running a lot.
Nice. I have a little French bulldog,
Aw.
and so she loves to run around, but it's only for like 5-minute periods, and
Yeah.
she's just like totally gassed. She's
Oh
just
my
tired
gosh.
after.
That's what I should have got.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So now today, I will be designing a gym app that will allow its users to book classes, track their progress, and of course, stay encouraged to work out. And so that was actually inspiration from my personal fitness journey. As a graphic designer, I sit a lot, and I actually developed like severe back pain over the last year. And so I've been, I guess, rehabilitating and doing physical therapy, and I joined Orange Theory. And Orange Theory has been it's a like a membership type of gym where you book classes on their app, and I guess their app inspired me to create a gym app for today, with just some cool features that Orange Theory, of course, doesn't have. And I have, I guess, their app if we want to look at that. I don't have it on my.
We'll have to see
should
if
we
we
do
can
that?
put it on camera. Let's see. Might be able to get some of that stuff on the GoPro in here. Let's see if we can
Uh-oh. Ooh,
try to hold it
tricky.
upside.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah. Can everyone see that okay?
There's crazy glare.
Yeah. So the premise behind Orange Theory is you book like 8 classes, or you buy like 8 classes up front, like, and then you have to book them for each time you want to, I guess, attend the class. So what I like about this app is that I can see all the classes. However, if I'm not going to like a Tuesday class, then I have to scroll through and review. Like, let's say I want to go on Friday, I have to scroll all the way down to Friday. And they're all kind of like the same class, but you have to pick the class based on your favorite instructor. So I don't think it's very conducive for finding your instructor. So let's say I was interested in this class on Friday. It briefly describes it, and then you can book the class there, which I'm not going to do because I'll lose money. So I won't be there. And then you can click and like learn about the instructor there, and then you can go back. Oops. And that's basically it. You can like also buy classes and such, but actually, yeah. So I think we're good for that.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So with today's app, we don't have a name, so I know everyone likes to create name ideas. So I guess the premise behind the app would just be to be able to book classes, which my idea was we could do different types of classes, like hip-hop classes, which is usually my favorite. We could also do like yoga classes and any weight training classes, but like a class-based fitness app, or fitness or gym. And then the other feature was, I'm drawing a blank, classes. Oh, and then also like special events. So not a lot of gyms do this, but I thought it'd be cool if a gym also had like maybe health classes and like nutrition and like healthy eating and stuff like that. And then of course another feature where you could track your progress and see like where you started, and maybe like post before and after photos just to stay encouraged, and maybe have a community. around like just the people like supporting you and encouraging you, because
Yeah.
that's huge.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so, I didn't cover that slide, but so day one. So today I guess I should have covered this earlier, but today we'll define the objectives, which we just did. We'll review some wireframes, which I have here, and the user flow, and then begin the first portion of the app, which is the navigation portion. Just like pretty much what we saw here, that Orange Theory had, how you can navigate through the app. And then day two, we'll build out the booking feature, which is pretty important. And then day three, we'll build some more features and refine, prototype, and export.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That sounds exciting.
I'm excited.
Yeah, no, it's a really great project, and as you mentioned, we do spend a lot of time sitting down. So, like,
Yeah.
anything you can do to get active, and
Yeah.
especially an app that helps out. Have you heard of ClassPass? Are they a competitor to it, or is similar?
I haven't heard
Okay.
of ClassPass.
Yeah.
I can't even say it.
ClassPass. Yeah, they're another one that I think is fairly similar, where you kind of like buy credits and then you're able to go to different classes and
Yeah.
things like that.
Do you go
So,
there?
Yeah, I
Oh,
do
okay.
yoga.
Good.
So, awesome.
USA.
Yes, indeed. Cool. So you've got some awesome sketches already here,
Yeah.
and then I'll let you walk through however you want to get started.
Okay. I guess we can go through the sketches just to see the process.
Okay.
Um,
See if I can pull these guys. Put that up there. Might be able to just hold it too.
yeah.
Let's flip it this way.
And those are flip it with
Oh.
the notepad.
That way.
There you go.
Ta-da!
Okay, great. So here's what we're gonna start on today. It's kind of like the welcome / navigation portion. And so I wanted to be able to have like a quick, easy way to check in for your class, and also like a countdown. And then we'll do the find classes, which will be here. And so we'll create like 3 different filters on how to find a class depending on your needs. So if you want to filter based on like your instructor, you can like do that. And so that would be like the first one. And this is pretty messy. So I like actually just like drew little scratches and then wrote in like the navigation there. And then you can filter, like this is a toggle, so you could filter up to weekday and it'll be a calendar where you can like pick which day you want to go and then find your class from there. So this is kind of like the user flow / prototype, or the flow of what the prototype would look like. So from once you find your class, it'll populate your classes here, and so it'll have like a picture of the instructor, the description, the name or the time, and then the button to book. So that's kind of the overview, and I'd like to do more features, so we'll see how far we get. But this part right here is what we'll be focusing on today.
Okay, awesome.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it sounds great, and the sketches look great. I mean, I definitely feel like sketches are a great way to start out the process and just to get your ideas out. So it's awesome to see sketches, and it's just great to see, kind of get a glimpse a little bit of what it's going to look like. So I can definitely imagine how it's going to evolve.
It's an overview.
So just a reminder, we do have the chat to win coming up in less than 10 minutes. So make sure to say hi, send us an emoji. I don't know, tell us a joke.
Yeah.
But-
I have a joke.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it's really corny, so prepare yourselves. Okay, so a mushroom walks into a bar. Have you guys heard this one before? A mushroom walks into a bar, and the bartender says, "We don't serve your type here." And he's like, "What do you mean? I'm a fun guy." Everyone's laughing.
Awesome.
Okay.
I imagined a mushroom saying that. So yeah, we've got Chat to Win. We'll be giving away this pillow. Also, make sure to check out the daily challenge, or the challenge that we're doing today, which is a 3-screen interactive experience for a productivity mobile app. So more details in the challenge tab. But yeah, we'll also be doing a giveaway for that. So Chat to Win, get a pillow.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good deal.
Yeah. You can sleep on the pillow and dream about what you're going to design.
Awesome.
I have corny jokes. Okay. So I'm going to, I guess, begin designing from scratch.
Yeah, let's do it.
So going to open up. I'm going to do the Plus artboard, the iPhone 7 Plus. And yeah. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do the navigation. I'm going to actually establish our colors here. I've got them memorized because I planned it out yesterday.
Awesome.
So usually I like to put my colors side by side and then drop them into the color panel. Let me bump up my brightness here. Okay. So I wanted kind of some fun colors to make working out feel fun. Here. Okay. So I believe if you select all of them, you can add them to your color panel. So I can actually just go ahead and delete that. I wanted to create one more.
Yeah, that asset library is a game changer.
Yeah,
It's
it's
definitely.
very helpful.
I have a palette that I load almost every time now.
Yeah. You keep it like is it there every time you use it, or?
Yeah, so I load it into the Creative Cloud library, and then I just pull the colors in and then make sure to put it on my asset panel. But I also created a like an XD template, which is just a baseline file
Yeah.
that has a bunch of assets in it, and that it's like my starting point now. So I have like the same colors all the time, buttons,
Yeah.
system bar stuff.
That's
Just
convenient.
helps speed up the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your favorite colors. Okay, so go ahead.
Chris asked if we're going to be addressing UI interactions as part of this demo.
Specifically, which UI interactions, meaning like what part, like the prototype, or how, like the flow.
Yeah, we'll
Because
see. We'll see if we can get Chris to clarify his question. But yeah, my assumption would be maybe click to navigate to a screen, or click to have something that shows up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So I thought it would be cool to have a. Let me get my creative. Where is that? My window. Nope, it's right here. The Creative Cloud libraries. Okay, let's do that. And then, nope. Okay, there we go. But we don't want it. Ugh, sorry. I'm in full screen mode. Okay, there we go. All right. So, per the sketch, this would be like the avatar for your page. So I'm just gonna kind of do like a brief setup here. Oops. 3 minutes.
3 minutes until the chat to win. Somebody asked where the pillow was, so I thought I would just bring it into view.
Okay, so for the font here, I'm going to use Avenir. It's pretty popular, also standard, but I think it's revered as like a good solid one to use as an alternative to like Gotham or Montserrat. I don't think I've ever had to say that font out loud. Montserrat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Avenir's good.
Yeah. It's a good safe one, but it's I like it. And it's got like quite a large family to choose from. Okay. So let's do.
And so just in case anybody's tuning in, we've got Alissa Suzanne here, who's going to be taking us through a kind of a workout scheduling type of app.
Mm-hmm.
So similar to or comparable to Orange Theory, as you mentioned earlier. And right now, Alissa is basically kind of blocking in or gesturing kind of your maybe UI components, avatars, things. You're basically trying to get a feel out for what the composition is going to be. We've got some sketches on the screen, and so we're kind of referring back to those sketches to help kind of guide us through the process, just to make sure that we're not, I don't know, I guess just starting with a blank page.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Absolutely.
And in less than 2 minutes, we're going to have the chat to win random selection. So anybody that's been active into the chat, anybody that's been saying hi, you'll be randomly selected to win this pillow.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay, so right now, the goal for this would be the like the avatar for my profile. So let's say I'm just using me as an example as the user. Let's say that's a picture of me. And we'll do a border there. I haven't figured this out too much yet. There's a plus sign here, so it says save color swatch. So I probably should have done that like when I had my circles up. Is that right? Or is there a way to do it like here? What I've been doing is this, which I think I'm not sure if that's like a little backward, where I like eyedrop it to add it into the
Yeah,
panel.
I mean, I think that there's probably numerous ways you could, it's all kind of workflow.
Yeah.
It's just kind of when you think about it and planning.
That's
So
true.
I definitely use the asset library more, but I also have the same library in the swatch picker.
Yeah.
So I actually, I think I have more colors in the swatch picker.
Right. So
So-
right here, you mean? Yeah. Cool. Okay. So that'll be like your avatar, and just I thought it'd be fun to do kind of like an inspirational thing maybe every time you log in. A few apps do that, like Slack. I know a lot of designers have Slack, where you log in, it'll say something like, I don't know, have a great day, Alissa, and then maybe the next day you open it, it's like something else, like be productive, or I don't know. So I thought we could kind of use that for.
Yeah, no, I read a quote yesterday that the most time, this was a particular designer, but he said the most time spent during designing is actually on copy and thinking of the right things to say,
Yeah.
which arguably maybe not everybody thinks about as part of their design process, but great copy definitely goes,
Yeah.
or technical writing goes a long way. All right, so we're at that time. I think we have a video for the chat to win, and we're going to be selecting someone randomly for this pillow. Wow, I feel transported. That video was awesome. So just in case you haven't already signed in, sign in to Behance, send us a chat, and we'll be picking the random winner.
Ooh, the chat is
Just a flurry of comments coming in for the pillow. Hey, Graham, Greg, Carolina.
Pillow me timbers. That's a good pun.
Let's go pillow.
So right now I'm just kind of creating a few character styles to just keep in my library as I work. So I've got this for the header, which is like 20. Might need to adjust that. And then this one for like smaller text. Actually, I don't want it to be heavy. I want it to be maybe light, or maybe not light, maybe medium. Yeah, okay. So let's add that there. And, oh, this mouse doesn't have secondary click.
Do you want to use my mouse?
I have that one there. I have to connect it again. I'm fine. Okay.
All right, lots of pillow talk. William. Hi, Lauren. I like the XD pillow too. I think it's awesome. Actually, I don't have one yet, so I'm probably going to take this one. Is that cool? Yeah. No.
Okay, so right now I'm just working on navigation, typing in some of the features I want this app to have. So as we discussed, events would be like the fun, nutritional, health-inspired events, educational, progress, to track your progress and stay encouraged in your account, to we could probably add some more stuff there. Like I was thinking maybe in your account, we could either from the account do like shop and like add more classes or something. So, or your settings. I know some apps do like your account and your settings separate, and then some do them together. So I don't know, maybe that's just a preference. What do you think?
Yeah, I've definitely seen it both ways. You can often find edit. I think it's different to have system level or product level settings. You know, I want to change maybe the sounds or turn off notifications. Whereas if I want to actually edit my profile or my account, you know, it's more centered around billing and maybe updating your name, address, those types of things. So I definitely feel like there can be a split, but I also think you can find both of those in the same destination.
Right. Maybe from there, there'll be a settings option. Yeah.
But yeah, great question.
Okay, so.
We have our pillow winner.
Oh, we have a pillow winner.
Would you like to announce the winner?
Sure. Dave Hasty.
Hardy?
Oh, Hardy.
Is it Hardy? Dave Hardy. You won this pillow. Is that the right name? Yeah, awesome. So we'll be giving away a pillow every day. Also in the next Adobe Live sessions, so just in case you missed out now, you can still get selected to win later on. You just got to chat to win a pillow. Also, we for anybody joining us, just make sure to check out the challenge. Also, there's a prompt for a mobile app productivity app to design 3 screens for our challenge today, and Alissa and myself will be reviewing those later on and selecting a lucky winner there as well.
Yeah. I need a good productivity app. I feel like I'm always like trying out different ones.
So Kerwin asked if you can name character styles yet. Kerwin, I don't think you actually can. I think right now it just pulls in the font name and then it renders the font name in the style that you've picked.
Okay, so we're going to create our first button. And so, I didn't add the color for my button. So I guess a tip to keep in mind when you're creating experiences is to use the same color for actionable, I guess, things that you want people to take action on. So every time you want them to take a next step to do something, I think that's a good rule of thumb, is to kind of condition them to find that color and know that that's something that they're supposed to click on. So like keeping all your buttons as much as you can within like the same color palette is a good idea. So for my choice of color, I'll be going like a mint green. And then we'll just add that to our color palette, our color assets panel. And for my button, I will be rounding the corners. I have a tendency to like work really far out and squint my eyes. So if you guys need me to zoom in, just let me know. I'll try to keep that in mind. But yeah, what I just did was I used these little, I don't even know what they're called. I think does it start with a B? These little points here.
The border radius?
Border radius, is that it? Yeah.
That's
So-
what I call them.
The radius, yeah. So that'll be our button. And this is going to be how you check in for your class. Right now, of course, we're not redesigning Orange Theory's app, but I'm just kind of using my experience there to kind of create this app. With Orange Theory, I have to book online, and then when I get there, I have to like sign in on a paper. And I thought by doing that digitally and just surpassing the front desk and just clicking in the app, in this app, we could just click check in, and I don't have to like wait in line and sign a paper to attend the class. So that would be the goal of this button. So we're gonna do, whoops, cha. Check in. Okay. And then next to that, I wanted to create a countdown. So thinking maybe the check-in button won't appear until like 30 minutes before your class. And then your countdown, of course, will just always be there. I think that could be a good rule of thumb.
And so, for maybe some people that are just kind of tuning in right now, walk us through maybe what this screen is kind of set out to accomplish, or how you're thinking about it. I know you have some sketches.
Yeah.
But how would you describe this screen in a way that kind of get the people that are joining us into the mindset of what you're trying to accomplish, maybe with this screen?
Yeah. So this would be kind of like your welcome screen slash like navigation. So this is where you would go to navigate through the site. And so we'll kind of have like a little hamburger like icon at the top, which is usually those three little lines that like apps often use, where like the screen folds or shifts, and then there you have like navigation to kind of maneuver around the app. And then of course there's all kinds of ways you can set up navigation. Like a one that we probably all know is like Instagram, where they have it at the bottom, like maybe 5 little icons you can click through, and then kind of the rest of the navigation is sprinkled throughout the app based on which page you're on. But for this one, I thought we could just kind of have a central place to navigate through, because it's really only used, like, it's not used consistently throughout the week, maybe just when you want to set up your classes. So is that a good answer? Okay,
That's great. Gelso asked, how many colors are safe to add into a design without looking too crazy?
Oh, that's a good question. So I wouldn't say a ton. That's a very big answer. I think having like a base color or maybe shade, like, so I'm using blue as like our base color, and then like accent colors are helpful. And so I have a few colors I'm working with. I guess I have 5, but really only like the mint green and the pinkish color would be kind of like our accent colors throughout the app. So that could be a good way to consider it. Like, what do I want like the foundation of the app to look like? And then like, what do I want the buttons and like fonts and elements to kind of look like? So maybe like 2 or 3 for that.
Yeah, I think palettes can range anywhere from 3 colors to 5 to 7. It it really depends on the varying levels of contrast. Sometimes like I've seen people use like 10 different types of grays
Yeah.
for certain parts of a design, depending on if there's key lines and header titles and all kinds of things. So I
Yeah.
think that there's varying differences. But yeah, I think general rule of thumb, 3 to 5 is probably a good
Yeah.
color palette. I think you described some really good things like accent colors, and utilizing those sparingly in a way that helps call the user's attention to specific either call to actions or maybe
Right.
things that they need to engage with.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Well said.
We're good, Nikat. How are you doing? What are no-go colors for UI?
Oh. Huh. Maybe like, I don't know if it would just be for UI, but just like in general in design, like things that clash, or maybe things that, or elements that don't read well, like colors that don't read well against each other. So if you're doing like a yellow background with white text, for example, I think that things like that, like you want really legibility and for your colors. So
Yeah, I think what what Alyssa's doing a great job at describing is accessibility, and so making sure that colors and color contrasts work well, either for text being legible or for content being legible and visible. Yeah, yellow and white is definitely one. I think reds and blues, in regards to people that have color sensitivity, are something you also need to be aware of. Sometimes white text on certain colors of blue and red
yeah,
can be
yeah.
really hard for people to read.
Yeah, that's another one.
But there's free accessibility checkers you can check out online, and you just enter your hexadecimal or color codes, and they're able to put you out a percentage or an output that tells you like this meets accessibility standards or not. And so those are good things to as you go through your design process to incorporate. Hey, Paul.
Hi, Alyssa.
Welcome.
Hi. Greetings.
Paul's here.
Yeah. He's hopping around.
We generally wait for the Paul handstands to happen in
Oh,
the
yeah.
background. It's generally later on in the day, but there's definitely some handstands that happen. So yeah, we gave our pillow away, and now I guess next is the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking forward to seeing design submissions. I think there's a UI kit provided in the challenge tab also. I don't know if you've checked out any of the UI kits, but they're awesome and they're very, very detailed. So really, really great resource.
Yes, actually I have. And they're very easy to access too. I think actually if you start, is this what you're referring to? When you start here and you can
For-
go.
Oh, the UI kits? Yeah. Yeah, I think they're also in file. I
Yep.
think you can get them up there.
Get UI kits down here. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some stuff in there. Really, really good. Really nice designs.
I think one of them, if I'm not mistaken, was created by our next guest, Megan. Is that right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. I was researching them.
Awesome. Actually, maybe we can put up the page for who our our next guests are also for Adobe Live. It'd be good just to get an idea and let everybody know who's coming up next after we wrap up at 11:30.
Yeah.
Yep, so we've got Megan and then Zachary Nelson. Oh, she created the social pet UI kit.
Yes. That one was nice. I liked the colors. Speaking of color. Okay. So that would be your class countdown and your check-in. I also want to create some icons as well.
So I noticed you added each of those individual text
Yes.
pieces.
I did that so we can prototype them as buttons, whoops. Have I not created an artboard? Oh, I need to create another artboard, okay.
Yeah, Ron asked how to move an artboard around, and so just as Alissa just demonstrated, when you see the title of the artboard, you're able to click on that and grab that, and that's how you're able to move the artboard. Once you select the artboard on that level by selecting the artboard title, you're also able to scale and change the aspect ratio.
Yep. I decided I wanted my blue to be darker. Okay, so I also, as you just asked, I wanted to show you here, by creating them in different boxes, I'm able to now prototype them individually as buttons versus if it was a whole text box. I don't think that there's a capability to do a whole text box and then separate them out. Do you know what I mean?
No, but you could have
That
done
would be
the
the way to do
repeat
it.
grid.
Oh, yeah.
So you could have just created one label and then repeat gridded out 6 of those.
Yeah.
And then got your spacing nailed down and then
That's true.
ungrouped it and renamed. Probably would have been more work. But it's a good way to just kind of nail the spacing.
Yeah, so that would be like this. And then we would just be able to do the spacing like
Yep,
that.
tweak the spacing and then you ungroup it, rename it.
Right. I'll just do it that way then. Now you've learned a few ways how to do it. Progress. Account. Those are that, yep.
So Simon asked about the gallery for the XD challenge today. I'm assuming you mean the daily challenge. The gallery, I think, can be found in Behance under the tag XD Daily Challenge. And then there is also going to be a gallery sent out via email.
Okay. So let's move on to icons. So I will start. I thought we could do icons for each one of these little guys.
Awesome.
Just to add some pizzazz and keep it fun and approachable so we have a good workout experience. Okay, so I'm going to make those white for now. No, let's do the pink. So I'm going to do a magnifying glass so we can find classes. And pop that up a little bit.
Thanks for joining us, Claire.
Okay. Okay. And then a little glare. Actually, let's do. All right. That guy.
This is great. It's not often you get to see people create icons from scratch.
Oh, really?
I'm probably one of those people. Yeah, I like to just kind of grab the existing assets, but I think when you're able to watch somebody actually demo it, it makes it a little bit more approachable.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh yeah, so that's how you do that.
Yeah, I'm I guess a master in Illustrator, so I don't always create icons. I often, when in a rush, use things like Adobe Stock and or UI kits or icons for XD. But yeah, it's pretty easy to create some simple icons within Adobe XD for me as well. So here we are.
Awesome.
So that'll be our little magnifying glass, although, okay. Nah. Let's put him up here. And the fill can be the blue. I need to add that one to my colors. There we go. Is that the same blue? No, it's not.
So let us know if you have any also additional questions, anything you'd like to ask Alissa. Also, she goes through this creative process. In about 30 minutes, we'll be having the deadline for the challenge submissions.
Uh-oh.
So we're looking forward to seeing anybody's work that they'd like to submit for the design challenge.
Okay. Secondary click. Oops, where did that go? Okay, so I just created kind of like that marker that people often use for maps. It was a circle, and then I just dropped the point down. So this is going to be a heart for our favorites icon. It's kind of just trial and error while I create it, tilting it and just playing with how it looks. I believe, yeah. You can also like add in your degrees and things over here as well. Not sure. Let's see how that looks. One more time. Okay.
Hey Ryan, thanks for joining us from Culver City.
Oh, solid pink handle maybe. Should we try that? I just saw that. Oh. I dig. Okay.
We're easy here.
What's that?
I said we're easy.
Okay, so now I'm going to combine the shapes and add the border. Oh, shoot. I didn't see that. Oh, come on, little guy.
Might be a pixel alignment issue.
Yeah. Or if I can just make it bigger and... Yeah, it is. What would your
Probably
solution be
probably
to
scale
that?
it up, or you could adjust the rotation angle.
Yeah.
in case the scaling doesn't lock it. Yeah.
No.
Might have to adjust the
Okay.
angle.
Here we go again.
I've seen memes about that particular designer frustration. So I think that's when you see people kind of table flip.
There we go. Nope. Scale it up. Okay. There we are. Hopefully. Yes. Okay.
Bing.
So let's get our pink in, our accent color. Actually, well, I scaled it up, so it's probably gonna. There we go. Okay. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I'm just really enjoying the icon drawing right now.
Yeah. Okay.
I just use shortcuts for all that stuff, but it adds. It's nice because it really adds your gesture, your unique approach to it.
Yeah. Cool. So there's our heart. I feel like it needs a little bit of tweaking, but I'll, for the sake of time, move on. So then we got our events. So I'm just going to create a little calendar here. And do it like that.
Hi, Rachel. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Luca.
Welcome. Okay. Do we have music, background music playing?
Yeah, so on the stream there's music that plays kind of
Okay,
behind
good.
us, but yeah, we don't get to hear it.
Aw,
Sometimes I wish there was music, but I realize how difficult that would be.
yeah. Okay, so there's our little calendar. And I'll just put in a date.
Bailey asked if there's a way to stop automatic border when creating shapes.
That's a good question.
I actually don't know the answer to that. I'm hoping maybe Tim can help us out. I wonder if that's something you can adjust in the settings or...
Yeah. I've noticed that. Oops.
Any particular reason you picked 15?
No. Isn't that today's date?
Is it?
Is today
It
the
is.
15th?
It
Okay,
is.
then
Yeah.
that's why.
That's fine. No, I sometimes I'll Easter egg stuff into my designs. So if I ever do like the system bar in a mobile, I'll
Yeah.
always put my birth date as the time or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that. That way, if my work is, shared either internally or something, I'll know like, oh, that's my system bar. But it's also just a
Right.
cool nod to like not blatantly put my avatar throughout the
Right.
product,
It's
which
like
I
your
also do.
signature.
But yeah, to just find little ways to kind of hide little parts of you in design.
Yeah. I used to know, I worked with a designer who, whenever she would get frustrated with like deadlines or whatever the scope of the project, she would hide like a little small owl vector into the design. If it was a photo or something, she would like hide it like really small. She was like, I'm frustrated. She'd put a little owl in.
That's awesome.
She's like, they don't know what's in there.
Yeah, like there were people that I worked with previously in the automotive industry, and they would find ways to sign, like put their signature into
Yeah.
like a headlight assembly, or to like find ways to hide little parts of them in the design.
Did anyone ever notice?
No, but you'd always want to share. You'd always want to point it out to somebody and be like, look at that.
Yeah.
So That's a lot of fun.
That's going to be your little progress icon for now, like a little graph going up. And then we're going to create the account icon. Maybe we want it full. Okay. Align those guys. And there's your account icon. Okay.
Hello.
Oh, whoops. Group that. Group that. Let me lock that. I just pressed Command L to lock my background. And now I can easily select all of these and align them and center them. Cool. So for now, that will be our navigation.
This is looking great.
Thanks.
I'm really enjoying the colors.
Yeah, I've been really digging these colors lately. I don't know if anyone plays HQ, but they kind of use a similar color palette. I think they have like yellow in there too, but yeah.
No, they have a really fun palette.
Yeah. Okay.
It was great to see you create those icons too. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're fun. I'm a sucker for a good icon. So now I'm just gonna actually, probably our last icon, just a simple navigation icon, which is known typically as the hamburger, right? I've seen like t-shirts on this and stuff too. Like people wear little t-shirts with this sign.
With the hamburger on it?
Yeah. I'll go back to white. It's looking too big.
So I'm curious how the submissions are coming along. If anybody's started to think about the challenges. I think the prompt was to create a mobile productivity app and do 3 screens. Dan's about to publish.
Oh, congrats.
So Jeffrey asked, have you made these icons before, or are you making this up for the first time on the fly?
I did practice these before I got here. I think I've probably made all of these at some point in my design career, but doing them in XD, I wanted to make sure I understood them for you guys to hopefully demo it correctly. So.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, so the goal here is kind of to showcase a little bit what's on the page next to it, which would be the class search page. So, and then this is like what would bring you back to that page, the hamburger navigation. So let's start there. Actually, I'm gonna copy this over to make sure I have the alignment.
Nice trick.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna get started on that, the class search. We still do need a name as well. So for now, I'll just put logo.
Yeah, maybe we can leave some of the people that are joining us today with a prompt to design a logo, or come up with a name.
Yeah.
Generally, if we start that in the beginning, it's a really good way for the community to kind of engage and suggest ideas
Yeah.
and talk about it. And then more often we get a really cool logo submission also.
Yeah.
Do you have any ideas of what you'd call it?
So it wouldn't be the name of the app, but the gym. So it can really be anything. There's gyms with like kind of conceptual, metaphorical names, like Equinox, and then there's gyms that are like a little bit more
Explicit.
literal.
24-hour fitness.
24-hour fitness. Yeah. So I mean, it's like a class-based gym. Where you would have instructors and you kind of pick different classes. So I don't know if we can come up with a creative name based on that. I don't know. Class gym.
Yeah.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
I'm using Jimmy for the name. Jimmy.
Jimmy. Like Jim.me. Oh, Jim me. Oh, that's fun. Where's the order chocolate button? That's what I need. Okay. Staying on task. So, use my productivity app for that.
How are you feeling so far? I mean, do you feel like you're moving through the work fairly well and you've got a good idea about how things are kind of going?
Yeah.
I think before you maybe mentioned you'd probably just focus on this screen for today, but it's great to see that you're able to kind of go through
Moving
this
quick.
stuff pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yep. I'll also do a little bit of prototyping too. Just how much time do we have? 20 minutes?
No, we go until 11:30, correctly? Correct?
Oh, I'm reading.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
reading the wrong thing.
But the challenge does end. The deadline's in 20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so this will be our class search. So from here, you'll click Find Classes, or you can just do that now. In the prototype area, you'll go here, so you double click on your text, and then you would choose, well, I haven't named it yet, but we would choose the next one here, and then it'll look like this. So you click Find Classes, and it'll take us there. Okay. So I'll start with a toggle button, if that's the right terminology, for this. So it'll be basically like a filter on how you can find your classes. So I'll do
And so this is going to be like for filters, like to level change the content per
Yeah.
the whole screen.
Yeah, so on that Orange Theory app that we looked at, it was just like one way to find the classes, which you had to scroll through like every single day to find a class. So I thought if we could do like 3 different filters, maybe like you can scroll through your favorite instructors, you can scroll or like filter through instructors, filter by weekday, or like day of the week that you want to actually go to a class, or the intensity. So depending on how much you want to sweat that day. So I think it just depends on like the need or, you know, the personality of the user. If you really like an instructor and it doesn't matter like what class they're teaching, some people like that kind of thing and like to find a class that way. If you're like a busy person and you can only go on Thursday at 9 a.m., like to be able to filter it that way. Or if you are tired and just want to go to yoga or stretch, you can do that and find a class based on intensity, I think, could be kind
Cool.
of a fun way to filter.
Awesome.
So that's what I'm doing here at the top. I'm going to create, no, not that color.
We're getting some name suggestions. We've got class in shape, fit and ready, the classroom, instruct.
Instruct, class, fit and ready, fit and ready.
Inez just shared his prototype. Thanks.
So I don't know if we mentioned this, but I actually attended a few of these. Like, I was one of the people in the chat room,
Oh, really?
and I've like watched them and participated in one of the contests,
Awesome.
and now I'm here. So
That's a really cool story. Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think that's awesome that just even if you're active in the community, it could be a great opportunity
yeah.
for you to come in and demo and show your skills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Glam Book was one of the names I suggested. And
What was
now
the session for? Like, who was the?
It was a UX UI
Okay.
session. I don't remember the name of the guest that was
Oh
on it.
no,
Oh my gosh,
it's okay.
it's not coming to me. Maybe someone knows Glam Book, and then yeah, and so they picked my name, and I was really excited.
That's cool.
So here we have our navigation for this page. So I'm going to go back to, oh, you know what? I should probably make that a symbol to have. Okay. Well, no, actually, I don't want to do that. I'll do this as a symbol. So this will be like the name here, and then you'll just be able to like move through it and filter. Okay.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's like a kind of like a segmented UI.
Yeah.
Filter is a good name.
I guess that's the function.
And we've got just 15 minutes for everyone to get their submissions in for the Mobile Productivity Challenge. Fit Nest.
Fit nest. Fit nest.
It's funny, the cyan, like the blue color and the
Yeah.
white logo almost look like the Nest.
Ah. Are you a nester?
I am. I have a Nest.
Intensity. I'm not a Nest user, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
So
I'm excited to see the submissions. I just snuck in and took a gander at Inez's submission, which is in there, but I'm excited to see what everybody else has.
yeah. Okay. So here we'll use some repeat grid. Oh yeah, I can press T. That's right. Okay. So
And so what are you thinking about right now? So we're working on, just to recap, so Alissa is joining us today. We're focused on, I guess, kind of a fitness, scheduling, health, and wellness kind of app. You used Orange Theory as a little bit of a benchmark to help frame kind of your problem statement and the area that you wanted to work in. And previously, I think you started with the kind of the account menu and navigation as your starting point. So earlier in the show, we showed some sketches that you had kind of started previously.
Yeah.
And so if you missed those, you can check the video session later on today. And so you came in with some sketches. You started to kind of fill out your composition, started going through some color selection, created some beautiful icons, handmade icons over here. And
They're basic.
no, they're great. And so now you're thinking about, okay, so if I want to find my classes, I'll start thinking about the next screen.
Right. Find classes.
Awesome.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to do a header for so we're going to search for instructors, but I'd also like to classify them based on the class that they teach. So when you search instructors, we'll have hip hop class. Let's call it hip hop cardio.
Awesome.
So non-dancers feel like they can still participate.
Uh-oh. Sounds like I butchered the name. I wish we could get like a phonetic help here for how to say the name properly. But sorry about that.
What was the name again?
I can't say it because I said it wrong. So, but I pronounced it Inez.
Inez.
Yeah.
Enes?
Inez, maybe.
Anise?
Inez.
Okay. All right.
Pronounced like NSA without an A. So NS.
NSA. NSA. Oh.
NSA.
But without an
Maybe.
A. Nessa. NS.
So we're working on some classes here.
Yep.
We got some great submissions also. I think Wellnest was another one.
Ooh.
Classify.
Classify. Okay. So here I'll create our repeat grid. Let me lock these layers, the background layers.
Thanks for staying up with us, Bobby.
See in a different time zone.
We said just finished creating user flow and now sleepy. So
Oh,
there's definitely
he needs a pillow.
participants in all waking hours for sure.
Thank you for joining us. Okay, so I just repeated our grid, and this will be just kind of what pulls up when you click instructors. And so, but it'll still be organized by the classes that they teach. So if you're not interested in hip hop cardio, you can go to a weight class.
Awesome. And when you did this screen, was this kind of based off of maybe an experience that you saw in Orange Theory or other apps, or are you thinking this is a better way for you to navigate and identify instructors or people that you're interested in working?
Yeah, so it was based on Orange Theory. They really just have like that never-ending scroll through the schedule, but I wanted to see the classes based on the type of classes, and even though they're all very similar classes, I also wanted to find the instructors like easily. So I thought that this is just kind of a good way to marry the two. with the class and the instructor easily visible instead
Awesome.
of by the schedule. So,
Thanks for joining us, Dave. So Veronica just asked about the repeat grid
Yeah.
and how to do it.
oh, okay. I did do that pretty quickly. I'll actually just undo what I just did. So I kind of created all these individual elements. I probably could have actually repeated a grid here. Can you do a grid inside of a grid?
Mm-hmm.
Gridception.
Oh, yes.
So I created individual objects and like spaced them out how I wanted to. Once I was comfortable with that, you can always kind of change it as you go too, but once I liked kind of how it worked, I selected all of them, and you just go up here and click repeat grid, and then you have these awesome little toggles or buttons if you want to go that way or down. So for this case, we're going down. It's going to be a scrollable list. And then individually, like, you can change the content within each, like each header. You can also play with the spacing, for example. Where am I?
Yeah, and I think you can
There we
edit the
go.
text by just double clicking into it
Mhm.
or by ungrouping
Yep.
all the content.
I just double clicked and secondary click got me. Ungroup grid, like that. Yep.
Scott asked, does Command R work as a shortcut for repeat grid?
It does.
It does.
Yes. I think I'm used to that being like a rotate command for, is it Photoshop?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to
Yeah.
rotate the canvas.
Yeah. But it does work in XD as a repeat grid command. Oops. Let me go back.
So thank you everybody that's submitting for the challenge. You can find out more details about it. Also, if you don't get around to submitting this round, you can definitely submit for the next round with Megan, because they'll be working on the same challenge. We'll have a different challenge every day. And do you want to take a look at what we have so far?
Okay.
Let's do it. So let's see, just the screen brightness. I can zoom in on my screen. Cool. So right now we're looking at our first submission from NS. I hope I said it right. And so just to let everybody know, context, so we were working on a productivity mobile app, and the goal was to try to achieve 3 screens interaction. And I think we gave some suggestions in there about possible ideas. So here we're looking at kind of a clean inbox screen.
Good
Can-
choice of color palette.
Yeah, the white and the purple is really nice. Also the green. I think
Yeah.
they look. Yeah, it's kind of a similar family
Could put that
for
in
the colors
in the gym app.
that you have. And so this is a really nice touch on the menu. You kind of have some of these screens expanding back into perspective. You can go to the to-do list, click back to the to-do list.
Nice.
And then to create, we can add something, type in. Nice.
And the inbox is like your emails. It looks like.
It's a good job. Cool. And then it shows up. Awesome. Really nice submission. Let's look at another one. Let's just play fully. Let's see. It's, just clicking around. And so a nice splash screen demo. This looks like it's for the iPhone X. And then continue, log in. Awesome. Really nice visual.
Mm.
And here we're looking at JIP. So let's get started. So inspiration. So they use the inspiration idea. So graphic design, UI, UX, motion design.
Yeah.
And to do, email John, call Adobe, wait for fixed elements. Just grinding, just working. Awesome, really nice submission. And then we've got picture inspiration. So looks like we're looking at kind of a main feed. We've got some avatars showing maybe the ownership or the owner of each of the feed items for the imagery. So click
Yeah.
on that. We can like it.
Ooh.
Nice interaction. Let's click here. What else can we do? Let's click the plus sign.
Okay.
Very cool. Awesome. So what do you think so far?
I dig them.
Fun submissions, huh?
Yeah, they're diverse.
Yeah, it's really amazing just to see what people can come up with in a short amount of time, but also just the thoughts. There's been I think we did space exploration one time. That one was pretty
Ooh.
funky.
I like space.
Yeah, it's very, very cool.
Cool.
Awesome. And so with that, we're about 30 seconds out of our deadline. So last chance to get in what you can, and then we'll be what's the prize for the challenge winner? Okay, cool. So yeah, so there is an announcement today, which Adobe XD is free. It's available in the starter plan, which means you'll have access to Adobe. And then once we select a challenge winner, challenge winners will be given a 1-year subscription to Adobe Creative Cloud.
Mm-hmm.
So, cool. All right.
Cool. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna drop in some photos that I collected on Adobe Stock. Just so people can kind of see their instructor and see who they'll be working out with. So we got some hip hoppers here. And we'll do the weight room, or the weight classes. Let's get a female in there.
Absolutely. Make it inclusive.
And we'll do this guy. Actually, I don't want the border on all of these. Okay. You can also do create a clipping mask, or what is the terminology here? Mask with shape. So if you don't like kind of how the photo just drops in here, you want to zoom in, you would need to create a mask. So I can show you an example of that after I ungroup here. Let's take the border off again. No, let's keep it on for this. Okay, so So if you just bring in the photo like that, it'll be really big, and you can just size it over your shape. Is it over or under? Let's see. I think it is over. Yeah. So if you put it over your shape, and then you just go to mask with shape down here. And then if you double click it, you can just kind of move it around to get the part of the photo that you want. So that's another way to drop in photos.
Awesome.
Yes.
There's also a feature, so I know because you have specific titles for each one,
Yeah.
but you can also repeat grid and drag and drop images
Yes.
in, and it'll fill them all automatically. But I know specifically because you're trying to choose
Right.
the correct imagery and placement for each one,
Right.
it makes a lot of sense to do it the way you're doing it.
Right. Yeah, that feature is great though.
Oh yeah, definitely save some time.
Yeah. Actually, let's do the same here. These look like they can be Zumba instructors. And there's a few of them, so we'll put them across the shapes. Up here. Mask with shape. And then, there we go. Okay. So there you have it for kind of how the instructors page would look. Actually, I forgot. We should probably add names after all of that. I should add names. So let's do that. Let's see. I didn't draw that on my wireframe. Sometimes you forget things in your wireframes, and you have to then put them in your high fidelity part. So let's do the best way to do this. Okay. Just coming up with names here. Oops.
Hopefully we can find a way to go through all the great name submissions tomorrow.
Yeah.
And maybe we can pick somebody's suggestion in there. Simon just said class action.
Oh, that's fun. That's a good one.
And Greg suggested fit active.
Fit active. Okay. Added names. Right now they all have the same name.
The instructor has a name.
Yay! Good. So, not sure I like that.
So, so you've added some names,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're kind of going through, I guess, a little bit of a creative process. What do you just kind of share, or maybe just talk a little bit out loud? What are you thinking about?
Yeah, so right now that I added the names, which of course was like, I forgot to add that in on my wireframe, so then it didn't make it here. I now think it looks a little cluttered with that line. So I'm trying to figure out, should I remove the line entirely? I think it kind of brings a little bit of separation between the classes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I just need to like space it out a little bit more, just to kind of give separation and not to feel so cluttered. So
Cool.
that's the goal right now.
So we've almost got about 20 minutes left. Within the 20 minutes, we'll make sure to go over the challenge submissions, and we'll pick a winner. And then also for those of you that are maybe just tuning in, we've had Alissa Suzanne here, who's shown us how to design some icons, has taken us through her process on creating kind of a settings or a profile screen or a launch screen within a product. Alyssa's focused on basically designing a fitness or a fitness class scheduling app.
Yes.
For
a gym.
For gym, right. So kind of like a white label third party. You would
Yes.
provide this to them and they would be able to put their
Yes.
company on there. Awesome idea. And yeah, and then we have Megan joining us here after this segment. So we've got Paul hosting, and then I think Zach is joining us at the end of the day. So make sure to stick around if you're just tuning in. Also, if you didn't get a chance to submit your design, that's okay. You can submit it in the next round. So you can keep working or go ahead and submit your ideas now. And that challenge was also a little bit similar, but focused on a mobile productivity app. So
Yeah.
awesome. So how are you feeling?
Feeling good.
Yeah?
Yes.
How's the progress for you today?
Good. I think we're going quickly. I feel better now that the names are there and people can find their instructor easily. So that's good. I want to also create the weekday page. So kind of just viewing, like finding a class schedule based on that.
And when you say weekday, do you imagine like the calendar view? Do you imagine a list view?
Yeah, I think the calendar would be good, just so people can kind of easily select, like they could even select a few days and like, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of like that specific week, and then those classes would populate for that week and they can just book like that. So I want to kind of do that as well. Not sure how much time we have.
Oh, we've got plenty of time. We also have to select our winners.
Yeah.
So we can go over to my screen
Okay.
and we can go through the demo one more time and show everybody's work. We've got a couple more submissions, so I'll start with the newest submissions, and then we'll go back and we'll kind of cover the original submissions, and then
Okay.
you'll get to pick a winner.
Oh boy.
So this one we're looking at baby llamas. Next appointment here. It's a very awesome landing screen. I'm really liking the llamas. And then looks like we're taken to a Pinterest screen and then a note screen. So I guess I'm trying to think. So it looks like they're trying to approach the problem statement by creating kind of these different productivity experiences within the app. Do you have any advice or any suggestions for them that you think would be helpful
Yeah.
for them to kind of move their design forward?
Could you just do an overview really quick of what the inspiration portion of the challenge was?
Meaning the
I know there were like a few directions they could go.
Yep, I'll recap
Just so I
real
have
quick.
context.
So we are design a 3-screen interactive experience for a productivity mobile app focused on inspiration, scheduling, reminders, lists, etc.
Okay. Cool. So, next appointment here, inspire me, making a note. So that kind of covers the 3 parts of the challenge. But I guess I'm having trouble understanding the baby llamas, although I think it's really cute. Are you making an appointment to hang out with a llama?
Yeah.
Or is
Or
that
maybe
just
the
like
name.
a fun creative name? So maybe like connecting the name with like maybe the verbiage, if it's just like a fun creative name, kind of how that connects with like the concept of the app, or if it's like for a specific experience, like you're going to a petting zoo and you're creating an appointment at the petting zoo. I don't know. So maybe just like more context, I guess, on like what that screen exactly is. I think
That's
would
good
be
feedback.
helpful.
It sounds like you're kind of you're focusing on the brand, right? So you're saying,
Yeah. Yeah.
why am I here? What is this app trying to do for me?
Yeah.
And you're questioning whether or not baby llamas, though very cute, kind of helps, I guess, walk the
Yeah.
user down that path.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I think also, in regards to productivity and making the notes, I think linking out to Pinterest is an interesting idea, just because it is a good source of inspiration. I think maybe hinting at here that you're actually going to be taken to Pinterest could be a good way to prime the customer or user that they're going there. Also,
Yeah.
some good feedback. Cool.
Yep.
Let's look at another one. So this is Financy. So we'll click to log in. Might have to refresh this one. Uh-oh, this one now has a password on it. Try to move over to another one. Okay, so we have photo inspiration. You can
yeah.
like it, and then you can add another image. Select, added. So this
Yeah.
one's basically primarily focused on photo inspiration.
That one's cool. It's clean.
And then we've got JIP, organize your world, get started.
I like your verbiage for this one.
So they have kind of a similar take that you were working on, just a different implementation in the UI design. We've got
Right.
graphic design, UI, UX, motion design. Well, this looks like kind of the to-do list. So we've got a couple tasks. We can add a new task.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to the feed.
That's good. We need more inspiration design apps. I'm always like looking for inspiration and different things, so that's helpful.
Yeah, totally. Do you have a current source that you go to for inspiration?
So there's like a ton of great sites, of course, like Behance and Dribble, and like things within the industry, like websites like that. But one that I use on a daily basis is Pinterest, because it's kind of like filtering and pulling everyone's pins from all those sites. And so you can like get really specific with searches, and Pinterest is great for design. So
Awesome. So this is Playfully, and this looks, it looks like maybe we confused potentially the work that we did in the daily challenge, which was a
Yeah.
splash screen design, which is okay, but definitely not focused on a productivity app.
right, okay.
And then we have an S, So we have the to-do list. We've got the end of the road. So we can go to a content view. We can go back. Can access the hamburger menu.
Mm-hmm.
Go to to-do list. Click into the to-do list. Add a to-do list item.
Yeah.
So nice complete flow.
Yeah. I think that one has a really good flow. Easy to understand and navigate through.
Yeah, so sorry about the earlier submission if the link wasn't able to be accessed, but we can definitely carry that over into the next segment. So what are your thoughts? What are you thinking? Do you have a winner in mind?
Oh, the pressure. I'm really enjoying what's the name of it? The one by Inez. I think that one should win. It's got just like a really great prototype as well, the way it functions, and it's easy to navigate through. I know the purpose of it, like what each page is supposed to do. Yeah.
Awesome.
Makes sense.
NS, congratulations. You win a year subscription to Adobe Creative Cloud, which is awesome. So yeah, way to go. That's really nice design. It's very clean. It's really, as you mentioned, you hit some great points. Very easy to navigate. Nice usage of accent colors as well. So congratulations and thanks so much for submitting.
Yay.
So,
congrats.
That's awesome. Yeah, they just keep getting better and better.
Mm-hmm.
And I closed my window down. All right. So,
back to this. So, so I think we're good on the class instructor search page. I can begin on the next page, which would be the calendar, or I can, prototyping won't take too long.
and maybe to hint at what we're kind of talking about, maybe we can go back to the GoPro and just show some of your sketches. That way we can just help kind of show a little bit of your process and do a recap.
Yep. Grid paper is also a good thing to have when you're wireframing, when your lines get really messy. So these are the two pages there's my fingers. These are the two pages we just covered. So that's your navigation and everything we just designed. Also, this is like the second or third version of my wireframes, by the way. They were a lot messier before because I had to kind of figure out how I wanted this to look. But yeah, so we just did that, and then we're on to this, which is pretty close to being finished. And then we'll move on to that second little option for the weekday, which is here. And that'll be like a calendar view. Those are little days, my little dots. And then we'll have a button to find classes. And down here, should I just go like this?
I can try to move that. There we go.
Down here will be how the classes will look. Once you click on that button, it'll populate all the classes. So.
Awesome. Yeah, and I think it's really good to go back to the sketches also because, you can definitely see the correlation between your kind of final output of work and where your sketches are.
Yeah.
And, I think anytime we're working in tools, sometimes we can get lost in kind of working in the software or the tools. And so having your sketches to kind of refer back to, be like, wait, what was I doing? That's the screen that I need to do. And it's a good way to kind of ground you in the process and keep you moving along.
And it's faster too than creating a fully developed, high fidelity page. You can just sketch out a few options too. So
yeah, 100%. And so it sounds like tomorrow we'll continue the work on the on the search view, and you're gonna walk us through maybe the filter exploration, add a couple more screens. Really looking forward to seeing those. Was anything a challenge today? Anything super fun or anything that you enjoyed?
Yeah, I enjoyed chatting with everyone and just seeing the interaction. That was pretty cool. There's 1,800 of you, 1821. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, almost 2,000. Yeah, the community is so supportive, and it's so great just to be able to chat and
Yeah.
get ideas and get suggestions
Yeah.
and listen where everybody's from.
I took one suggestion. Somebody told me to, forgot who it was, but
It's Ryan.
to fill out that little part of the magnifying glass. So yeah, that was a good suggestion. Thank you. Oh, and I actually forgot to wish my mom a happy Mother's Day. I wanted to wish her happy Mother's Day on Adobe Life. And of course, for all of you who are mothers, happy belated Mother's Day.
That's awesome. So we'll see you back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Coming up next, we have Megan, we have Zach. Coming at, actually, maybe we can pull up the schedule just so everybody knows. For those of you that are with us, stick around. We've got some great talent coming up next. It's always fun just to see how all the designs kind of progress throughout the day. So yeah, definitely stick around if you can. I really enjoy actually listening to this when I'm at work as like background music.
Oh, yes.
It's really
I
really
agree.
calming. It's really cool. And also sometimes you'll hear something and you'll kind of pick it up via osmosis, or you'll be like, oh wait, let me go and rewind. I want to listen to this,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. Also, I'll be hosting the daily challenge again, day 1. We'll be starting at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So make sure to tune in for that. We'll be looking forward to seeing everybody. Alissa, Suzanne, thank you so much.
Yes.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing and dropping some Illustrator icon design
Yeah.
knowledge.
I hope everyone uses my mushroom joke too.
Yes,
The fun guy.
the fun guy.
Use it today.
Awesome. Well, cool. Well, thanks so much, everybody.
See you guys.